Sawyer! You're angry at me. Well, I can't blame you. It's not easy being fired.
You did me a favor, Mr. Marsh. It may not have been easy, but I got the message loud and clear. Go back where you came from, Miss Peggy Sawyer. And that's what I'm gonna do.
Miss Sawyer, I came here to apologize for what happened and ask you to come back.
I have a train to catch, Mr. Marsh.
And take over Dorothy Brock's role in Pretty Lady. Her ankle's broken. She's out of the show. If you can do it, the part's yours.
I'm sorry, Mr. Marsh. Show business isn't for me. I'm going back to Allentown.
What was that word you just said? Allentown? I'm offering you the chance to star in the biggest musical Broadway scene in 20 years, and you say Allentown? Now listen, Sawyer, and listen good. Even if you don't give a damn about me, think about all those kids you'll be throwing out of work if you don't do this. Think of the songs that'll wither and die if you don't get out there and sing them. Think of the scenery that'll never be seen, the costumes never worn, the orchestrations never heard. Think of Pretty Lady and the thrill and pleasure it can give to millions. Think of musical comedy, the most glorious words in the English language. Sawyer, think of Broadway, damn it! Come on along and listen to the Lullaby of Broadway. The hip hooray and ballyhoo, the Lullaby of Broadway. The rumble of the subway train, the rattle of the taxi, the daffodils who entertain at Angelo's and Maxie's. When a Broadway baby says goodnight, it's early in the morning. Manhattan babies don't sleep tight until the dawn. Good night, baby. Good night. Milkman's on his way. Sleep tight, baby. Sleep tight. Let's call it a day. Listen to the lullaby of old Broadway. Come on along and listen to the Lullaby of Broadway.
Hi-de-hi and whoop-de-doo, the Lullaby of Broadway.
The band begins to go to town, and everyone goes crazy. You have to buy your baby round till everything gets hazy. I'll buy you this and that. You hear Daddy saying, the baby goes home to her flat. To
the rumble of a subway train, the rattle of a taxi.
The band begins to entertain until the dawn.
I'll do it!
Listen to the lullaby of Andy,
Boss,
we ready to go?
all the dance music is back in the score.
Sawyer, you're 2 minutes late.
I'm sorry, Mr. Marsh. I was looking for my good luck scarf.
Sawyer, in exactly 36 hours, Pretty Lady opens on this stage. You got 25 pages, 6 songs, and 10 dance routines to learn by 8:30 tomorrow night. Do you think you can do it?
I
Do you think you can do it, Sawyer?
Yes, Mr. Marsh. I can.
Good. Now we begin. Mac, where the hell's that piano? All right. I want to start with the opening number, work through all the songs and the dances, then go back and do the scenes. There'll be a 5-minute break every hour for food or coffee, and a full 15 minutes every 4 hours for rest. And no one else on this stage until I call for them.
All right, clear the stage.
By tomorrow night, I'll either have a live leading lady or a dead chorus girl. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go!
A 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3.
That's it. Look sharp.
2
That's it.
and 3.
Pick 'em up, boys. Pick 'em up.
Turn front.
Show her how.
And arms on 5.
Good.
And 1.
Smile, Allentown. You're not in the back row now. That's it. So
it.
moxie. Good.
Good.
Come along, ladies. Come
Okay,
along.
we're going to do shadow walk stage right. Start at number 6.
Lyrical.
3 to the left. 2.
Elegant. Make every man fall in love.
Move out to the left. Too far. You want to stay close.
She went too wide, Andy. She's late.
All right,
sorry,
I'll fix
Mr.
it.
Marshall.
That's all right, Peggy. Maggie, we're going to take it from the top of the balances. Girls, top of the girls. Top of the balances. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move.
That's very pretty. Very pretty.
Move out to the left.
Wonderful.
That's
Tight.
right. Stay close to Gladys.
Right.
Remember, right knee up.
Yes.
Good.
Very nice, ladies.
That's it.
Mac, where the hell's my
Move out,
coffee?
girls.
Andy, where the hell is she?
Right here, boss. Hold your horses. Are going to
Billy,
start on
over
8 with Billy. 5, 6,
Take his
7.
hand.
Start. That's it. Turn.
Kiss. Good. All right.
Which way do I turn?
To the left.
Oh, left, right. Just do it like you mean it. They think you know.
Meet Billy in the center.
That's it.
That's
now,
it.
around Billy. Good. Under the arm. And sit. Andy, give the rest of them a break.
Okay, kids.
I want to run the love scene.
Please, Mr. Marsh, I'm exhausted. Can't we stop for a minute?
Sawyer, it's 6:30. That curtain goes up in exactly 2 hours. It's now or never. Now take it from Jim's entrance. Well, what are you waiting for from Jim's entrance?
Jim, they didn't tell me you were here. It was grand of you to come.
No. That's impossible. You're greeting the man you love. Make it mean something. Like this. Jim, they didn't tell me you were here. It was grand of you to come. Try it again.
Jim, they didn't tell me you were here. It was grand of you to come.
No. It won't do. It won't do. Look. Have you ever been in love? Have you ever had a man take you in his arms, crush you to it, and kiss you? Now say the line.
Jim, they didn't tell me you were here. It was grand of you to come.
Again.
Jim. They didn't tell me you were here. It was grand of you to come.
Once more.
Jim! Darling, they didn't tell me you were here. It was grand of you to come.
Now that's it! Take it from the end of the finale!
Places for the finale, please! Finale, 5, 6, 7,
Come on, place, Sawyer. Get in your place.
I can't!
Sawyer!
Now you've done it, Marsh. You've pushed her too far.
I had to. That curtain goes up in exactly 45 minutes. If she doesn't know this part way down in her gut, she'll never get through. And that goes for the rest of you, too. Andy, I want him down in the lounge to clean up those last 16 bars.
All right, everybody, down in the lounge. Let's go.
They told me I could find you here.
Miss Brock.
Pat, leave us alone.
Is this the time for this, Dorothy? They've just called half hour.
I have a few things I'd like to say to Miss Sawyer. So, you're going to take my place.
I'm sorry. I know how tough it must be.
Do you? I'm not sure. When I started for the theater this afternoon, I wanted to tear your heart out. I wanted to hate you. I wanted to see you fail. You, singing my songs, wearing my clothes, playing my role. But sitting out there in that theater and watching you rehearse, I found I couldn't hate you because you're good. Maybe even better than I would have been. Oh, the public wants youth, beauty, freshness. And Peggy, that's what you've got. Oh, here. Only I'm getting something too. For 10 years, the theater has kept me away from the only thing I've ever really wanted, And it took a broken ankle to make me finally realize it. Pat Denning and I were married this morning.
Oh, Miss Brock.
Now, there's only one last wish I have for you, my dear. Get out there and be so swell, you'll make me hate you. Oh, Sawyer, one last thing I hope you don't mind. It's about that next to the closing number. You've got to take it easy. Let the audience come to you. Would you mind if I show you what I mean?
I would appreciate that very much, Dorothy.
Life begins when somebody's eyes look into your own. Life begins when you get your guy all alone. From morning until twilight, I don't know I'm alive, but I know love begins at 8:45. The stars are gonna twinkle and shine this evening about 8:45. His loving arms are gonna tenderly twine around me about 8:45. I know I won't be late, 'cause at 8:30 I'm gonna hurry there. I'll be waiting where the lane begins, waiting for him on needles and pins, and then the world is gonna be mine this evening about 8:45. I know I won't be late, 'cause at 8:30 I'm gonna hurry there. I'll be waiting where the lane begins, waiting for him on needles and pins, and then the world is gonna be mine this evening about 8:45. Now, Pat, get me the hell out of here.
Thank you.
Oh, Peggy.
Are you nervous, hon? Well, that is a pretty dumb question. Of course she's nervous. But she'll come through, won't you, kid?
I'll try.
She's gotta come through. Not for any of those stuffed shirts. For us, the kids in the line. You're not just Peggy Sawyer tonight. You're every girl who ever kicked up her heels in the chorus. Now get out in front, kid. Oh, and show them what we can do.
Oh, Annie, Ethel, Phil, Lolly. I'll do my best, I promise.
Best? That's not good enough. I want better than your best. I want sheer, unadulterated brilliance. What are you girls hanging around for? Get in your places for the open.
Mr. Marsh, it's 8:40. I've got to call places.
They've waited this long, they can wait another minute. Now listen, Sawyer, and listen hard. 100 people, 100 jobs, $100,000. 5 weeks of blood and grind and sweat. And it all depends on what you do out there tonight. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Here comes Marsh with another one of his pep talks. Well, this is the last of them, Sawyer. And it comes straight from the heart. Our hopes, our futures, our lives are in your hands. Go out there. Make them shine with your golden talent. This afternoon, it was acting. This one I mean.
Mr. Marsh, it's late. We have to begin.
Tell them, take the house to half. Sawyer, you're going out there a youngster. But you've got to come back a star.
Now that we have had the rice and flowers, the knot is tied.
I can visualize such happy hours close by your side.
The honeymoon in store is one that you'll adore. I'm gonna take you for a ride. You go home and get your panties, I'll go home and get my scanties, and away we'll go. Ooh, off we're gonna shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo. To Niagara in a sleeper, there's no honeymoon that's cheaper, and the train goes slow. Ooh, off we're gonna shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo. Someday the stork may pay a visit
And leave a little souvenir, just a little cute.
What is it? But we'll discuss that later, dear. For a little silver quarter, we could have the Pullman Porter turn the lights down low. Ooh, off we're gonna shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo.
You go home and get your clothing, don't forget my knees and noses, and away we'll go. Ooh, off we gotta shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo. To Niagara in a sleeper, there's no honeymoon that's cheaper, and the train goes slow. Ooh, off we gotta shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo. Someday the stork may pay a visit and leave a little souvenir, just a little cute. What is it? But we'll discuss that later, dear. For a little silver quarter, we can have the Pullman Porter turn the lights down low. Ooh, off we gotta shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo.
Matrimony is baloney. She'll be wanting alimony in a year or so. Still they go and shuffle, shuffle off to Buffalo. When she knows as much as we know, she'll be on her way to Reno while he still has dough. She'll give him the shuffle when they're back from Buffalo. So if you're wise, you'll sew two trousseaus, one for getting wet, of course, and the second
First you serve him with subpoenas, then you take him to the cleaners, then it's so long, Joe. Give the bum the shuffle when you're back from Buffalo.